Alright, so today we're going to be going over a bunch of the common leg machines we're going to see in the gym. They're typically pretty restrictive as far as overall movement goes, so there's not too much for form, so we're going to go ahead and shove them all into one video. And the first of these machines we're going to cover is the hack squat. Now, the one I'm going to be using here isn't necessarily the best hack squat. If you have one that is going to be able to support the weight on your shoulders, it's going to be a little better. But the hack squat is a great option for working our glutes and our quads, so let's go ahead and jump into that. Alright, so here I am setting up in the hack squat. It's similar to a leg press, so we're going to go shoulder width apart with the feet facing forward, no inner or outer turn. I have to drop the catch just like a leg press. And we want to go all the way to the bottom. You see I'm bottoming out the machine, but we don't want to rest there or bounce off the bottom. We want to just very quickly approach it so we're not losing tension in the quads by tapping too long. Now here's a glute biased version. We can move the feet up to get more hip extension as we come to the top. Whereas here I'm lowering my feet positioning so that I get more quad bias by getting more knee extension as I push towards the top. Now if we want more of a split squat based movement instead of a squat pattern, we can always go for the single leg variation. Because the hack squat is going to give us so much stability, we can really get through that full range of motion on any of these. The hack squat is a great option to get full range of motion on any of your squat patterns without stabilizers becoming an issue. Alright, now let's talk about the leg extension. The leg extension is going to be a great exercise for the quads all around. More particularly, it's going to allow us to hit the rectus femoris because we're not moving at the hips. And this one's pretty simple, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright, let's go ahead and get set up here on the leg extension. Couple key points. We want to be using this handle to hold ourselves down so we don't fly up. And also lining our knees up with that axis of rotation there. That red marker is going to be our axis of rotation. This will reduce any pain we have doing the leg extension. We also want to use a controlled pace. Now, one thing we don't want to do is shift the legs in or out. That's going to introduce a shearing force coming from the sides, either inside or out, which is going to press on the sides of the legs. We want them pointing straight forward. If we remember from the legs video, we can't bias the outer or inner quad, so there's no point in doing this, and the knees can't really handle that kind of force very well. So we just want to kick our legs up, keep ourselves fixed to the pad, and extend our legs with good control and a good range of motion, getting all the way to the top and all the way down with no internal or external rotation. Alright, now let's shift gears, go ahead and basically do the same thing backwards with the leg curl. Here I'm going to be showing a seated leg curl as opposed to the prone or kneeling leg curls, although these same ideas are going to apply to all of them. So let's go ahead and jump into this one. Now we want to set the pad so that it is comfortable on our knees here. We want to set the seat back far enough that we're not reaching or arching our back to fit into the position. Get the roller where our legs are going to be moving right under our ankles so it fits comfortably. And we want that pad right at the edge of our knees there, not on our kneecaps, but right on the edge of our knees. Now we're just going to be curling with strict form here, just bringing the heels back towards our butt. We want to point those toes back towards us to really feel the hamstrings involved in these ones. It's a great way to feel your hamstrings a little bit extra. Now you can do them forward. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a little extra tweak to feel it a little more. But same thing with the leg extensions. We're going with good control, no rotation at the knees, just hinging the knees back and forth through their normal range of motion with high levels of control while focusing on those hamstrings. For our last machine today, we're going to go over the Kickback, which is a common machine used for the glutes, but it's also going to involve the quads a bit. This is a great machine to work the glutes that's not going to be as demanding as a lot of our other glute exercises like the deadlift or the RDL. Alright, now one of the key points when setting this up is to set the chest pad at a good height. Not all of them are going to have chest pads, but if you have a chest-supported kickback, make sure it's at a comfortable height for you. The actual position doesn't matter, it just matters that it's comfortable. Now, the key point with the kickback is to really focus on extending your hip and pushing your hip back as far as you can. You really want to be getting your leg back. Think about doing a front raise with your leg. You're rotating like a raise for the shoulders because the glutes are very similar to the shoulders. It's very common to only feel your quads on a movement like this, but we want to be kicking our foot back and almost thinking about driving it up as well while rotating at that upper thigh at the hip, not just driving the knee into straightness, into extension, which is the quads function. So this should hopefully help you feel your glutes a little more on the kickback. And that's about going to wrap it up for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this content and want to see more fitness content from EPT, go ahead and subscribe here for more videos, as well as on Facebook and Instagram at EPT Evanston. And if you haven't already, check out our free fitness tracking app on the App Store for free, available now.